Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we are going to look at Videl. We are going to do just a 55% showcase this time. I know my channel's been primarily Rainbow Level 10 Link showcases, but I think with new units that come out, I might do 55% showcases just to get some out there. And plus, right now, like for the next 2 weeks, Dokkan's going to be really dead until the Worldwide Celebration drops. So in order to get more content out, I want to do more showcases, right? So expect a lot of showcases until Worldwide Celebration. So my Videl here is at 55%. We're going to go ahead and go through her passive and her skills. Then we will take a look at the team build, and then we'll jump right into the showcase. So her leader skill is actually really good. It's Defenders of Justice and Peppy Gals Key 4 and HP Attack Defense 170. That's a pretty rare leader skill to get Key 4 and 170 to all stats. And her teams aren't bad. Like Peppy Gals, especially with the EZAs that just came out on JP are actually quite insane. And even right now on Global, you just run a bunch of Universe 6 girls if you want to dominate, and they're crazy, right? And then you also have like Oceanus and Launch, which they don't hit crazy hard, but they're really good Super Battle Road units because they can stun and seal like crazy. And then Defenders of Justice isn't bad either because like some of the great Saiyaman units, like that new Int Gohan, that EZ8, he's actually solid. He hits like 2.5, 2.75 mil, like he's really good. And then you've got all the Pride Troopers on there. So like if you wanted to, you could run Videl as a leader and then run like a Universe 11 build or something. And then also all of the Time Patrol characters from Xenoverse, they're considered Defenders of Justice as well. So like some of these crazy crossover units and like Dragon Ball Heroes units are actually on her team, which is kind of cool. So there's a lot of unique builds you can do with her, right? Okay. So her super attack, part of what makes her good is she infinitely stacks attack, and then she raises defense for 1 turn and causes immense damage. She also has a unit super, and you basically just have to have a Gohan, Great Saiyaman, or Ultimate Gohan on the team, which greatly raises attack, so she's going to stack faster, raises defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage, and then also lowers defense. So we are going to have a Great Saiyaman on the team to make sure we get that unit super attack, right? So her passive, it's kind of like a little paragraph here, but part of what makes her so good at even 55% is she gets a lot of things in her kit that you don't need to have hidden potential for, right? So she gets attack and defense 158% just on start of turn. She has a high chance of evading enemies' attack before she attacks. So basically that means if she's in slot 1 and she gets attacked before she attacks, then she has a high chance to evade, which is really good. And then she gets an additional attack plus 58% when attacking. The thing with this dodge in slot 1 that's really good is that a lot of units in Dokkan, they get defense on super, right? So typically you want them to super before they get hit. So Videl also has that, but she has now the evade to kind of cover that up. So while she's a little bit more weaker defensively, she has the evasion to cover that, and then she can stack attack, and then when she can't evade as much, then she'll have higher defense, right? Which is very, very good. Her attacks are effective against all types within the same turn after evading an attack, plus an additional attack plus 58% within the same turn after receiving an attack. She guaranteed launches an additional super attack as the first or second attacker in the turn. She gets an additional 58% and high chance of evading enemies' attack as the third attacker in the turn. So she's really, really well built because if you want to run her as a slot 3 unit, you can, and she has that high chance to dodge there as well, and she gets that little bit of extra attack boost. The reason why I think they give her the extra 58% in slot 3 is because she can't get the additional 58% from being hit. So if she gets hit in slot 1 before she attacks, she does get that 58% attack buff, right? So the reason why her attack gets so crazy is because all of these additional attack plus 58s, like the way they multiply in is actually like greater than 58%. And then she's infinitely stacking attack as well. So like turn 1, her attack stat definitely won't blow you away, but she ramps up very, very quick. Having the guaranteed additional and high chance to dodge, those are two things that just within her passive, those are better than like max out hidden potential for like combo attack and dodge, which is just crazy, right? So the fact that she has that guaranteed additional, and then she has attacks effective against all types, which means if you get that active, like crits aren't as important either. So she's basically got everything you'd want from hidden potential just built right in her kit. And part of the reason like her passive is so crazy is because her stats are actually pretty low, like 10,000 attack. I mean, you know, it would be, what, 13,000 attack if she was rainbowed, which is really, really low for a Dokkanfest. But she has so much built into her passive that her attack actually scales up very, very quickly. And her links are terrible, right? Like, probably her biggest downfall are her links and her teams, right? We'll look at that in just a second here. She also has an active skill. So this is activated when you have a Gohan teen, Ultimate Gohan, or a Great Saiyaman on the team from the 4th turn. And basically what it does is she cuts her hair and costume changes to short hair Videl. She gets an attack plus 20% permanent buff and a defense minus 20% permanent debuff. So she gets stronger offensively and then loses some defense, right? Most people would recommend you probably don't even have to do this active skill. Like, the defense is more valuable than the attack. In the showcase, I will show it off though, because her attack just gets crazy. So I like going for attack, so we'll do it here. I did give her a couple of equips right away. I just gave her a couple of additional equips that I had. And her links are slightly leveled up, but like I said, links are really not that big a part of her kit. Like, there's a lot of times, like, if you just run a bunch of support characters around Videl, even if she doesn't link, like, she'll be crazy. Like, she doesn't really even need to link. And there you see her teams are very limited. Mainly, the two main teams you're going to run her on are her own or Majin Buu Saga. Earthlings, you'll run her on for like a Super Battle Road run or something, but right now the Earthlings team alone isn't like, I don't know that I would say it's good enough that you would just want to run it like casually. But when you need to do it for Super Battle Road or you're doing a challenge run, like, she's probably the best Earthling in the game. Well, hands down, she's got to be the best Earthling in the game, right? I mean, her or LR Master Roshi, I guess he would definitely compete with her because he's really, really good. So yeah, that's basically her kit there. So let's look at my team build. Now, I don't know if this is a typical team build that I would run, but it's not terrible. So the plan is we are actually going to run Videl on rotation with Tien. So Videl, like I said, her links are one of her downfalls. There's only one character in the game that she even shares 4 links with, and that's Int Mai. And running her with Int Mai is pointless because Int Mai is like a Future Saga support. So, like, yeah, you don't want to run her with that because she's not really doing anything for Videl, and she's not strong enough to, like, hold her own, right? But there's a bunch of characters she shares 3 links with, and this Tien is one of them. So linking her up with Tien is good because he's also a really good Majin Buu Saga support. So we're going to keep him on rotation with Videl and keep her supported constantly. And then we're going to have this Buu floating around as a 50% support. And we're going to have this Great Saiyaman floating around as a Buu Saga support. And then he also fulfills her conditions for her unit super attack. And then basically, there's going to be one extra STR Vegito floating around. So when he floats around, that'll be a turn with less support. And then the other rotation, I'm just going to run an STR Vegito with this AGL Vegito. So that's basically the team build there. So we're going to hop in. Now, we've got Videl in on turn 2. So we're just going to float Tien off. And then the next time Videl shows up after her first turn, we'll have them together. So we'll just go ahead and attack through here. And I kind of want to kill Goku right away because I want Videl to get multiple supers in. If we, like, just weaken him, she's going to one-shot him, right? So, I don't know. I think, Videl won't be that strong turn 1. So I think we could get, yeah, okay. Yeah, just one shot. Thank you. So I'm hoping this guy can take 2 supers from Videl, which is good because he's AGL. So I think we're going to be fine here. So what's going to happen here? What we'll do is we'll just keep Saiyaman on with her. You can see we're only getting Fierce Battle. So Videl's attack stat, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to overwhelm you in this first turn. The reason why is she hasn't started stacking yet, and she's not going to get to activate any of her passives. So it's a little RNG if she's going to get those passives. So remember, the 2 passives are if she dodges and if she gets hit. So if she dodges, we get super effective against all types. If she gets hit, we get that attack buff. So this attack stat's going to be pretty weak. I'm just going to, prep you guys right here. She's not going to blow you away. But by the second or even third time she shows up, her numbers are going to be flying off the page. And keep in mind, this unit's only 55%. And she's doing guaranteed double super. So they're just under 2 mil, right? Which you'd say is quite below average. But keep in mind, you have to combine both of her attack stats because it's guaranteed. So at her weakest state, without all of her passives, she just did a 4 mil attack stat. So when you combine that together, a 4 mil attack stat, that's why she's crazy. That's turn 1 without ramping up or anything. 4 mil, I would say for like, in today's standard, like 4 mil is a very good solid turn 1 attack stat. I mean, there's been a lot of power creep where we're seeing 6, 7, 8, 9 million attack stats. Videl at 55% is going to be getting up to those numbers. Like, it's crazy. So having her rainbowed is just even more insane. One day I will rainbow her. I might just, like, I don't know if I'm feeling like I really, really want to rainbow her. I might just like coin her like the first time she comes back on a banner. I might just rainbow her with coins. We'll see. And it depends on what my coins are at the time and what the banner is and all that. But I am really anxious to rainbow her. I'm definitely not going to like pull to rainbow her on her banner. I'm just sticking with the one copy and I'm out right now because worldwide is coming and you need your stones for worldwide. Worldwide's going to be crazy. The thing is with this year's worldwide, this is the year that we've been, I don't know, like less in tune with like what the actual celebration is going to be. Like the past couple of years have been predictable based on what Dokkan's trends have been. The Dokkanfest right before it has always led into the theme of it. So like what was it? We had Cell Saga, and right before that we had like Ultimate Gohan, right? Like leading into Cell Saga, and then like other celebrations throughout the year kind of supported that. And this year, like our celebrations were all supporting GT and movies. So that's what everybody thought was going to happen. Then JP just decided they wanted to drop a Super Vegeta Cell Saga out of nowhere. So yeah, now there's a lot of theories out there on what it's going to be. All right, this is going to be a good turn for Videl. Let's check her defense here. So yeah, 180k defense, and she's going to gain defense on Super. So she'd be over 200k defense, right? Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get any of her passes. What I'm going to do, because I want to see her defense a little bit more, I'm going to wait a few turns to transform with her before we go crazy, right? So let's see what she does this turn. We're linked up with TN. You can see we've got 3 links. That Cold Judgment link, by the way, is a very good defensive link. That's part of the reason her defense is so good. So let's go ahead and attack through here. But yeah, the bad part is if Goku decides he's just not going to attack before slot 1, like we're just not even going to have the opportunity to see her other passives, right? So let's see what we got here. So yeah, 2.5. She already ramped up to 2.5. Now we're going to do this times 2. And the second attack is going to be stronger. So a 2.5 followed by 2.7. So turn 1 was a 4 million attack stat. Turn 2 is like, what, a 5.2 million attack stat? And it's only going to go up. Like, that's why she's crazy. She's like a wrecking machine by herself. So, like, when you're team building for her, you can run her as the leader. Like, just have her and the friend, and then literally just a bunch of supports. And that's all she needs. And you just let her steal the show and, like, take everything down. It's pretty crazy that, like, because in the terms of Dragon Ball in general, right, if you're looking at like most powerful characters in the show, like Videl is very, very low ranking, like in terms of power level. Like she's basically just above Hercule, and that's probably it where she stands. Like she's not even stronger than like Krillin or Yamcha. Like she's very, very weak. Yet in Dokkan, they literally made her like the best or second best TUR in the game. So like she's like, yep, I'm better than Vegito Blue, I'm better than Gogeta. Like it's crazy. It's crazy what they can do in these games, right? Alright, so I do need to pay attention though because this team build is fairly strong. I don't think we're going to be at too much risk of getting killed till later. I think the Kid Buu is definitely a unit that can take some damage. But like the Vegetos are solid. Even this Tien is solid. Alright, so here we're going to have our first opportunity for Videl to get hit. Defensively, yeah, about 192k defense. So we're seeing like at 55%, with good support and Cold Judgment active, she's around the 200k defense mark. Plus, she's raising defense on Super, so she's going to be well over 200k defense. This is at 55%, right? We're going to go ahead and bust out the active skill. So now we should see a much greater attack raise here. And it's also going to depend on what happens on this first attack. If she gets hit by this attack, she's going to get another 58% attack raise. So we could see a very, very big attack spike. Keep in mind, this is only her 3rd turn up. Okay, this is turn 3 of Videl. Once again, linked up with Tia. Now her defense dropped a little bit, but 153k is still solid. Like, it's not like devastating. It's not like Tech Broly levels of like defensive loss, right? So like, it's definitely fine to use the active skill. And I actually like the short hair. A lot of people like the pigtail version. My favorite Videl is the short hair one. Like the Videl that fights Spopovich, which is what this Videl is. That's my favorite Videl in Dragon Ball. I'm a big Videl fan, by the way. All right. So let's see what happens here. So is it going to be a dodge or a hit? So it's a dodge. So she didn't get the buff, but this is 3.65 effective against all types. So it's actually stronger than a 3.65. Followed up by a 3.9. So that's what, a 4, 5, 6, probably about a 7 and a 5 million, 7.5 million attack stat there roughly. That was turn 3 with Videl. It's only going to go up, by the way. Only going to go up, and we haven't even activated that passive of her getting hit yet. So she's just Wild. Like, this is 55%. This is just one copy. You get one and you just check out of the banner because that's all you need. She's crazy. Um yeah, we'll just play it safe here. I don't want to throw AGL Vegito in harm's way here. And we've been lucky that Videl has shown up with the Gokus with enough health to actually take the 2 attacks. The crazy thing about if you get Videl like rainbowed or like with a couple dupes, you can put more into her additional and she could triple super on turns. And she's just crazy. And I do recommend going like full additional on her because she's a stacking unit. And because she has super effective against all types in her pocket, like I don't think crits are all that important. She's just gonna be shooting out so much raw damage. Like, yeah, I mean, give her some crit. Like in hidden potential, like she's gonna get the 5 crit, and then whatever you can't put in the combo, put in the crit. Definitely don't put anything in the dodge. That's like a waste. So yeah, you just give her the minimal crit you need to give her, and then go all in on additional, and she's nutty. She's crazy. All right. This support Gohan, I mean, 1.78. I mean, he's doing okay for a support unit, right? He's an older support unit too. Like some of the new supports, they're just crazy. Like the GT, my favorite is that Tech GT Goten and Gohan. Like he's crazy. All right, so let's see what we got. All right, so now this one, we're not getting double supported. So the attack stat actually could go down, but if we get hit, it could go up as well. One of Videl's problems here is key. So you're going to notice this is the first turn without that floating support. The one issue with Tien is he does not give key, right? And Videl, like, because of her links, like, key is a huge issue. So the other turns, I've supered with her no problem because that floating support has been a key support. So I'm just going to pop an item here to make sure I can get a super attack off. Even if you can't get her super, I think she still will get that additional guaranteed super for the second attack, so she'll still super anyway. So yeah, 132k defense. So not having that third support does hurt her quite a bit, but that's what I said. Like, if you just build a team full of supports and then you just use her as your main attacker, like, that's not a bad team build at all. And she can carry for sure. Let's see what happens here. See if she gets hit or dodges. So dodge again. So super effective against all types. 3.4. Yeah, so because of the stacking, this is roughly where we were last turn. And then 3.69. So yeah, like a 7-ish, little over 7 mil attack stat. Now, you're going to see it jump huge again now because next turn we've got a floating support coming around again, right? So yeah, she's looking crazy. Now, I know like there's a lot of criticism for Videl as a Dokkanfest, and I totally get that, right? Because as I mentioned before, like if you think of power level where she's at, she's definitely nowhere near deserving. And then in terms of just her involvement in the series, like she doesn't have a ton of screen time, to be honest, and her only like a real serious fight is against Spopovich, right? Ooh, I took a big hit there. Okay, I should be okay though. Was against Spopovich, and you know she kicked his butt at first, and then she just got crushed by him, right? But I don't know. There's something about that fight and that, you know, Buu Saga stuff with Videl. Like, I've actually always really liked her, and I've been a big fan of her, and I've always wished that, like, she had more screen time from that era and actually, like, did more on-screen fighting, because I actually really like her as a character. So, I get the fan appeal, because I know there's probably more people out there like me that really like Videl. Because, like, even when Videl, like, came out on Dragon Ball FighterZ, I was like, I bought that, and I was like, yep, I want to play with Videl, like, I really like her, whatever. I did that. So I think that they know that she does have a fan base and that they could get away with doing it, right? All right, I'm actually going to heal up here. Yep, Princess Snake. All right, so now we're double supported again. Defense back up to about 150k. She can't get hit beforehand. It's amazing we've gotten this far without her getting hit yet because her dodge has been too good. I'm hoping we get a turn where there's just like 70 attacks in the front and we can actually get that full passive off here. All right, let's see what we got on this turn. This is going to be a big attack stat. Yeah, 4.2. And remember that her individual attack stats aren't crazy, but you got to combine them, right? 4.2 followed by 4.8. So now we're at, like, what, 8.6 million? 8.6 mil attack stat. That's like GT Goku levels. That's like Rainbow GT Goku. Yeah, she's quite good. Quite good. In terms of her banner, I mean, at this point, by the time I'm putting this video out, you've probably already decided if you're going to summon or not. It's not the worst idea to go for the discounted multis just to see what you get, but I don't know if I'd go much beyond that. just because the worldwide banners are going to be really good. And I'm pretty sure that GT, Goku, and Vegeta are going to be returning on that, and that's awesome. And my plan is if they're on there and I don't like pull them, like my GT Goku, I'm one dupe away from rainbowing. If I don't rainbow him in my pulls, I'm just going to pick him up with coins. I got to rainbow that GT Goku. He is so good. I love that guy. And I know I'm going to regret it later, right? Because he's the type of unit that they will bring back a lot because people like him. But I don't care. I want to rainbow him at worldwide. I want to rainbow that GT Goku. I'm pretty sure, because typically what they do is the Golden Week units are on the worldwide banner, so hopefully they stick to that. It was a little different this year because Global normally doesn't get the Golden Week units then. They normally don't get them till November. So it's kind of crazy we got them early, which I think is one of the theories as to why the worldwide could still be GT, is because they went out of their way to break tradition to give us that GT celebration at the same time as JP. So it would only make sense then that they want to carry that GT in the worldwide. GT is still my pick for what's going to happen for worldwide. I know it makes absolutely no sense after Super Vegeta, but I feel like that Golden Week celebration is what does it for me. So we'll see. The other reason I think it needs to be GT is because GT bosses is not fleshed out enough yet. They need to do more for GT bosses. And I'm hoping that they would drop the Shadow Dragon LR for Global during the Worldwide as well. Because JP already got them, and they're like really good for that GT bosses team, right? All right, so let's take a look here. I'm actually going to use, I'll just use an Icarus, just because I've got two pretty weak defensive physical units that could get absolutely crushed here, right? Videl, once again, they do not want to attack in the front. I don't know what the deal is. Goku, we're all the way to UI Goku, and she's only been attacked in the front 2 separate attacks, and she dodged them both. So I'm hoping, I really want her to get hit to get that additional 58%, because her attack's really going to jump, right? Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, almost a 5 mil attack stat. This is 55%, people. This is just one copy. Like, no hidden potential. So, yeah, 10 mil attack stat. There you go. 10 mil attack stat. And she has the potential for a third if you have hidden potential put into her. I just have, like, that little bit of additional from my equip, so it's not going to trigger very often, but it could, you know. And then look at Tien, 3 mil. This Tien is fantastic. I love this Tien. I love it when they make support units, like, they don't need to be like, oh my god, like crazy DPS, but when they hit over like 2 mil, like if they hit over 2.5 to 3 mil at least, I really like that from a support unit. That's really, really good. All right. What are we going to do here? Yeah, let's bust this off, because now these guys are going to link really well. Why not? We'll let this guy show off a little bit. I probably shouldn't because I'm going to kill this UI Goku too fast, but whatever. Whatever, right? I just rainbowed this guy, by the way, during the 6-year anniversary. What I did was I just picked him up with coins and I rainbowed him. Alright, so now we can see where the super attack's going to launch, so that tells me to definitely do the order like this. Dude, having that scouter ability is so busted. That scouter ability is so good. I think for the JP Pepe Gals EZAs, I'm pretty sure it's the AGL Mai has the scouter ability. That's so awesome. I love when units have that scouter ability. I've said this before, but like in terms of difficult content, like honestly, the only thing that makes this game difficult is you don't know when the super attacks come. Because the super attacks are the only thing that kill you in the game. Because even if you're dying from normals, it's because the super lowered your defense and then the normals are killing you, right? Or you're just running a unit that defensively shouldn't be on that event. But for the most part, if you're running a good team, the only thing that kills you are super attacks. So knowing where they are is all you really need to beat the game. I mean, obviously you have to have the units too. You can't just walk in with a day 1 account and beat anything, but yeah, knowing where the super attacks is huge. Because this guy now, after attacking, defensively, he should tank this just fine. Yeah, 50k. That's nothing against this UI Goku. Had I not known where that super attack was coming, I probably would have AGL Goku or Vegito there, and that would have hurt us pretty bad, even with type advantage. Alright, Int UI, attack us in the front. Okay, we're getting 1 attack in the front. Man, why can't he just load up in the front? Seriously. Alright, and this is a non-supported turn. So it's kind of a bummer. And so, yeah, you can see Videl's really struggling for key here, right? Like, once again, no super, so I'm going to have to use my second Tree of Might. So any turn that we don't have a key support, like, Videl has not been able to super for me. Pretty crazy. So if I were to, like, actually build a team for her. I'm just running Boo Saga because like I like running the TN, but I would almost run like her Peppy Gale, Guardians of Justice or Defenders of Justice team, and then just fill it with all key supports, and then just go crazy with their key and attack supports, right? Defensively, she's probably not going to be looking good here. No. I think I'm going to use a Whis just because this guy can kill us at any time. All right, so we're really looking at her attack here, right? We're not looking at her defense. Let's see if she gets hit. Okay, fine. Oh, yeah, she can't dodge, right? So, yeah, 6.2, and this is without the floating support. That's the nice thing. This UI Goku, you can't dodge him, so we're guaranteed to get it there. Wow, 6.2, 6.5. So, like, over a 13 mil attack stat. Holy buckets. Yeah, this Videl is crazy. And that's the thing in a long event. Like, she doesn't even need a defense. She'll just, like, she can take them out so fast just based on her attack. What I'm going to do next turn is I'm going to try to not go crazy. I'm going to try to, like, do the weakest attacks I can. I want to keep this UI Goku living. I would like to get one more turn where hopefully he attacks Videl first and I have the support next turn is what I would like to see. And let's just see how crazy her attack can get. Of course, STR Vegito just wants to like steal the show and multi-super and all that anyways. It'd be nice if UI Goku could dodge some of these. Okay. Alright, this should be a fairly weak attacking rotation anyways, other than my Vegito, who's going to just go wild anyways. Super attack's going to launch on Vegito, so we're going to be safe here. Yep, we're definitely safe here. It's so nice knowing where the super attacks are. I'm going to intentionally leave red orbs. That's the other thing. Like, with a unit like Videl that struggles for key, like, it's not always a bad thing. You just have to play differently. Like, I'm so used to in Dokkan, like, my teams are so cohesive. Like, I'm just auto-supering, like, all the time, and I don't even think about it. If you just pause a minute and, like, just pay attention to your previous turn, you can set up the key to, like, guarantee the super next turn. So, like, those turns that I didn't get the super with Videl, I wasn't paying attention to my key the previous turn. But if I had done that, I probably could have like played it differently and set up the key to lay how I want it to lay, right? So that's what I'm doing this turn. I'm making sure I've got a nice stream of red orbs there for her. Plus, I'm going to have key support, so she's going to be just fine anyways. The other reason that Videl works really great as a leader, her leader skill is 4 key. So she has 2 extra key on that team, which really helps her because she's one of the few TURs that really can struggle with key, right? I would say Tech Ultimate Gohan's another one that can do that. And then also the LR Gohan and Goten, like they really struggle for key too until they ramp up. Alright, I think Goku's going to survive, but we almost killed him. Holy cow. Yeah, Vegito went wild there. Alright, so Videl's definitely not going to get a double super unless he dodges. Alright, we're getting the turn. It took us... It took us until we got to Int UI Goku with just a sliver of health to finally get this off. And unless he dodges, he's not going to survive this. Defensively, yep, consistent, like 150. This is by far going to be the best attack stat. We're getting the extra bonus from her being hit, and we've got full support. Let's check out this attack stat from Videl. 55%, by the way. 55, pack fresh, Videl. 7.4 times to 7.7. Over 15 mil attack stat. This is a freshly pulled 55% Videl. How many 55% units can put up a 15 mil attack stat? Just think to yourself, how many 55% units can do that? Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know if you pulled through Videl, if you're liking her or not. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all in the next one.